Light work, the wrong drink, the right work, 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 yeah. We straight a boss, so you cut it for the paycheck.
And it was not cheap. So I will say that, like, and I mean, I'll just tell you guys how much so my hearing aid that I'm getting, and it's just for one hearing aid, is around $3,000 out of pocket with insurance, which is ridiculous, right? That's a lot of money. I'm taking you guys with me to get fitted for a hearing aid. Only pause to say that because I feel like when I say it, it sounds weird, which has nothing to do with me needing a hearing aid, I don't think. But nonetheless, yeah, like a month ago, I found out that the hearing in my right ear is substantially lower than my left ear. And they recommended that I get an aid so that it doesn't get worse, because once you lose your hearing, it's kind of gone forever. So that follows with a lot of other complications or possible complications, and it's better just to do something preventative, and that's where we are. So that's what I'm doing today. I'll give a little bit more details later, but let's see how this goes. I just got home from my hearing aid fitting.
The hearing aid that you have on now is made by Starkey. It's Bluetooth capable, and it's also rechargeable. So you would have your rechargeable station, and then you'd also have Bluetooth capabilities. This
so
hearing
like I can
aid,
get phone calls in it? What is Bluetooth?
Yes.
Oh,
so
okay.
This hearing aid will allow you to get an app on your phone. So we can put an app on your phone that. So then this is an example of what it would look like inside of the app, of how you can adjust the hearing aids. You can turn them up, you can turn them down. And then we also have several different programs that we could set. Or, you know, this hearing aid has a feature, it's called Edge Mode, that you actually can access in your app, where you can press a button and it will adjust to your environment at that time and what's going on, the speech to noise ratio, that will help you to hear better. And really, that's going to be better than any pre-made program that I would make for you, you know. So, you know, basically what we're doing is that we're giving you the ability to adjust the hearing aid whenever you may have issues hearing. If it's too loud, you can turn it down. If it's not loud enough, you can turn it up. If the background noise is too loud, you can turn it down. And you know, you can also go in and start making custom programs. So let's say that you and your girlfriends went to Starbucks every Monday. You can even do it by location, where once you get into that vicinity, that it'll go into that program automatically that sounds best to you. So there's so many different things that you can do. The hearing aids are going to chart your. It's just, I'm doing an initial fit just to show you what it would sound like, but this is not a realistic listening environment, because it's quiet, and in your, you know, in the real world, it's going to be noises and sounds from everywhere, multiple conversations going on. And so in your daily life, when you're going to find the true benefit is when you're out and about in your life and you can hear things that you didn't hear before, or you're not having to look at people when they're talking, or, you know, things like that, where you're able to notice that things are much easier as far as you hearing and not having to put forth so much listening effort. Okay. When we look at this, your hearing loss, you only have a very mild loss in the left ear. That's only in 2 frequencies. So, I mean, this is going to be, again, something that would be your choice as far as if you want to aid both of them, or if you just want to aid the right. The right is really the one that has more loss. If you want to have more of an equal feeling, because I've had a patient that said, okay, I can't just wear one on one side and not have something on the other side. I have some people who will treat the worst one first and then treat, you know. So with this, because this is all very borderline, a lot of this is more up to you. Everybody is different. I've had some patients that are Like, if I'm gonna wear one on one side, I have to wear one on the other side because it's gonna make me.
And it was very informative.
This is a demo, so I don't have one to actually show you.
But is that small?
But
so it's something I could lose.
Yes. So this is an example. So, you know, this is kind of like, you know, so you would
like
have a
like
battery.
The little circle
yes,
batteries.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you would have a battery like that would go inside here. But the thing with that is that now every night when you go to bed, you're going to have to open the battery door. And then in the morning, you're going to close it. And now you're purchasing batteries instead of just using it. Exactly.
And relaxing experience, I guess you can say. And I just say relaxing because the doctor that I had, she did a great job of explaining exactly what the hearing aid does.
Because the custom piece are going to fit like a glove. They're going to fit inside the ear canal. So now we're completely filling up the ear canal. Whereas with the behind the ear style, it can allow for an open fit, meaning that we're still going to allow some of the sound to escape the ear canal, which is natural because naturally it's completely open. There's sound going in, and then there's sound that's also escaping. It's not closed.
Okay.
Now, behind the ear hearing aids, that would be my recommendation for you because it's going to give you the most natural acoustics because we're not closing up the ear canal. The ear canal is naturally open, so what we're trying to do is to still keep that natural sound that you're used to hearing. If I close the ear canal, it's gonna sound a little bit more tunnely because, you know, with acoustics, like if you were in a tunnel, how things sound versus when you're in open space.
And closing the ear canal would be more like one of these, where
so
it's like
it's
an
gonna be
AirPod.
more like a custom piece.
Why it is recommended for me at this point in time.
To be perfect hearing, and then this is what's considered to be normal. So in your right ear, what we're seeing is very mild loss.
What the functions of it are and what it's going to do.
It's amplifying sound. So that's what we're doing, is amplifying the sound. I turn them down a little bit just to try to see if that sounds a little bit less echoey.
And then explaining the process of ordering it.
That you can hear people's voices that will actually stream into your hearing aids. So these are
so it's like a kind of like you would sit, like somebody would sit it here to listen to, so that it can go in there. So like it's picking up your voice better.
So for example, picture if you're at a meeting and it's this long table with all these people, and the person that's talking is at the very end of the table. You could put that piece all the way at the end of the table, and their voice is going to stream into your hearing aids, and you'll be on the other side. So it's a microphone. So they're also
not needed now, but that's interesting.
Yeah, and these are also other devices that are microphones as well and work differently, of where you can either use it just as a microphone or it will actually stream you know, volume from where you can connect it to a Bluetooth piece that's also going to connect to your hearing aids that will stream the volume through your hearing aids.
Okay.
So
and then is this like a wireless charger? Or that's another microphone.
Yes.
A table microphone.
Yes.
I see.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's so many different things that we can do.
And this is kind of like the fast charger. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
and then
the fast charger.
Okay. So I want it. So because then maybe, like you said, it could die on the plane. So that's something that I would probably want to get.
So what I'm gonna do is that this station actually is, once you charge your hearing aids, this station will also charge the charger. So if you are on the plane and you've done a full charge of your hearing aids, then you can take this with you and actually charge them.
Okay, so okay.
If you don't have this,
so like while I'm cleaning up the plane and nobody's on there, if I know the battery's low, I can then I can do that. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because if you don't, then we can go with something that's a different style that may not be behind the ear. So this is basically telling me how long I'm gonna have this receiver cord. So this is the part that's gonna hook, you know, behind your ear. And so the longer that your ear space may be, then the longer that we want to have this, so that it's very comfortable fit. So this is all about the fit, how it feels.
Yeah, well, yeah, kind of how it is now feels comfortable. So, yeah. I mean, but I won't know the difference. I guess I don't know what is.
Well, you'll know once you wear them. You'll know once you wear them. So that's what it's really going to be. Once you start wearing them on a date, like for hours, not just in here, but once you wear them for hours and you're like, okay, this doesn't hurt, this feels comfortable. I like the
getting it fitted.
This, what I'm measuring the ear for is this part that's going behind the ear. We want it to be placed so that I don't want to see it from the front, but I also do want it to be very comfortable for you as well, just with wearing it. And you have a small ear, so we can do some things with that, as far as sometimes you have a little bit of loss in your left ear, but it's only in 2 frequencies, in the very high frequency. In the ear canal is the more what you're used to. You know, so it's going to sound more natural. The lower I go, the more it's going to sound, more at a volume that you're used to, so it doesn't sound as echoey. How does it sound now? So I'm going to keep talking and see
it sounds fun. Like. Is this one on?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like I don't tell a difference at all in this one. I can feel or I can tell that there's a difference for sure in my right ear. And this one, when you put it in, yeah, when you were talking, I didn't hear the echo or anything, and I feel like I hear exactly the same.
Very careful and conscious that when you take off your mask, you want to make sure that your hearing aid is still in your ear. So you're going to kind of unhook it and make sure that it's still there.
So since I have one in,
yes.
I guess I can kind of see. And we did put the mask on. I had my mask on before.
Let me show you. If I were you, like this, right? So I would take this, and then I'm gonna. You see how I did that?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then when you put it back on, you know, you may want to put it inside so that now the hearing aid is on the outside. So these are things that, with you wearing them, then you will start making
those adjustments.
Yes. Okay. Even with your glasses.
And all that jazz. So it was a very pleasant experience because I felt like I had a doctor that was very relatable, and she spoke to me very openly and honestly about the process. Hopefully when you go get the test, it doesn't come back that there is any actual issue and you don't actually have to get a hearing aid. Because one thing I will say I haven't talked about is the cost of the hearing aid. So I do have full coverage insurance, but hearing aid cost, even with insurance, is very different. So apparently, like, there's a lot of over-the-counter hearing aids that you can get, but of course they're not going to come with the bells and whistles of the other one. They're not going to have as much quality for the hearing. So if you're able to pay out of pocket, then that is what most people will do, because it's just a better option for their hearing or whatever. And that's what I decided to do. And it was not cheap. So I will say that, like, and I mean, I'll just tell you guys how much so my hearing aid that I'm getting, and it's just for one hearing aid, is around $3,000 out of pocket with insurance, which is ridiculous, right? That's a lot of money. I would like to note that I do not think that the doctors today tried to, like, get over on me with giving me a more expensive option for the hearing aid. I think that they gave me the best option for what their particular clinic provides. They are not a hearing aid clinic. They're an ear, nose, and throat doctor that does, of course, provide hearing aids, and that's one of the specialties that they have, but that is not their core market. And I think that they gave me the best option for what they have. So I don't think that they tried to get over on me. And I trust very much their opinion and what they said. And the doctor did express to me that, like, I could wait to get it and shop around, but I didn't know what I would be looking for. But now I have that option to look around. So even though I paid for this one, like, I'm just going to cancel the order if I find a better one.